Shri Arunachala Ramanaya.
तापत्रय विमुक्तोः देहत्रय विलक्षणः अवस्थात्रय साक्ष्मी च अहमेव अहमव्ययः तापत्रय विमुक्तोः. I am free from three kinds of afflictions. Afflictions of the body, affliction from other beings, and those caused by higher powers like tsunami, etc. I am Dehatraya Vilakshana. I am different from gross, subtle, and causal bodies. Avastatraya Sakshmi Cha. I am the witness of the three states of waking, dream, and deep sleep. Ahameva Ahamavyaya. I am very the self, indestructible and ever changeless.
Thank you.
What Neelakantan has said in this shloka, this is what we all are. He has said for all of us. But that's what you experienced in day to day. If that is what you experience in day to day, then that's what it is. It is not an intellectual understanding. It is not that you have to say this to yourself that I am Brahman, or that has no meaning if we say you have to have your own experience, that you have to have that knowledge, that knowership. Right now, people say I am a male or a female, or my name is so and so, I am this body. Everyone thinks the same. And we do everything for this body. And so Krishna says beautifully, even in Bhagavad Gita, that food, fear, sleep, and sex, these four things are done by all human beings and all animals. There is no difference between human being and animal. But I'll tell you, even in these things, there is a difference. Animal is very high as compared to us. He just eats when he is hungry. We eat all the time. He eats whatever comes in front of his eyes. We can travel 50 miles to have that coffee, what we love. We love taste. We make thousands of dishes. We eat, and we waste. And we eat even when we are not hungry. When we are full stomach, we eat more. And then we vomit. So I think during Krishna's time, man was not that greedy. Maybe it's more now. So if you see, all four things you can compare. Man does much worse than animals. And sleeping to an extent that from where the awakening can come. Sleeping more than that. Here there is a chance of awakening. In animal, there is no chance of awakening, or there is very little chance. So our ignorance is self-inflicted as compared to animal. Fear Fear of animal is very less. Our fears are unfounded, so many. We have fear of future, we have fear of unknown, we have fear of death, we have fear of everything. Animals have very less fear as compared to us. We have fear of everything. And I don't want to talk about sex. Weird forms, or actually it also contains all types of indulgence which a human being can do but not an animal. We are worse than animal even in these things. But still there is hope in human body to know that truth. So Krishna says dharma. Dharma is different. This is this journey within, connecting with the source. And then you don't have to follow any book, any scriptures to do the right thing. It will happen. It is right. When you are abiding as that right will happen. It has to happen. Understand the enjoyer, the one who is enjoying, is ego. Till it stays, it can never do anything right. It can pretend to do things right. That's all. It can improve in its doings, but it cannot be perfect. That perfect is untainted awareness only. When you realize you are that, from seeker you become established in that, then you don't have to follow any book, any method. Things will flow in the best possible way, whatever it is. So that is possible in this human form. Rest all the things what everyone is doing, enjoying, looking for more pleasures of any sort, has no meaning. David Garvin sent me a link, or maybe he mentioned there was an inauguration of Amrita Hospital in Delhi by Amritanandamayi Ma's group. And I listened to a talk what she gave. Maybe she has written and there was someone reading that in English. And it said the same thing, that humans who are only involved in sensual pleasures are not better than any animal. Actually, they are worse than animals. And the second thing he said, which is so interesting, or she said and he read, that when an animal dies, and even an insect dies, it becomes nice manure or enriches the soil. While a human dies, it creates pollution. So even your death is not giving does any goodness to the world. Can you believe how harsh these words are by a sage? Why they are so harsh? To awaken us, so we know our real truth. Otherwise, we are just sleeping. We live whole life in the sleeping mode and we die. When that awakening will come, when we move from that enjoyer to a realized person, how that will happen? Who will do it for us? If the ego thinks it can achieve that supreme truth, it can never ever happen. Because ego has to disappear, and what will be left is that supreme truth only. In all of us, in our heart, there is nothing except that. So grace is needed for that. Grace comes to the one who has surrendered to that power, surrendered that ego. Who started living a life of total acceptance. Or at least he's not doing anything for his own desires or own fulfillments. Living in that egolessness. Then that I am the body idea drops. If all the time we are doing everything for this body, from morning till we sleep, every action is only for this body. Or sometimes we think we are very giving. We do it for kids or wife or spouse or family or friends. That is only extension of that ego among near and dear. If you see this word family first, what does this mean? It means you are selfish, you are egoist. Family first. A lot of people say very openly, family comes first, family first. It's ego speaking very loudly, family first. And everyone appreciates, yes, family comes first, as if he's doing such a big thing. If this changes to others' family first, then I can say, yes, this person is a jnani. He is egoless. Actually, it should be that others' family first. Family first is me only. Just watch in that silence how the mind behaves, how the ego flourishes, how it plans, how it deceives others, how it tries to talk only for itself. And you will get all the answers, all the secrets. And the biggest secret is that this projection, which is going outwardly, we think we are that. This body is also the projection. It is part of that projection. It is not self. It is not us. It is a projection. And we are holding this projection and thinking we are this. And then everything connected with this projection becomes a secondary trap. But first is this. Do you think mind troubles a seeker? No, it never troubles a seeker. It only troubles this fake ego. What is seeker? Seeker is also sage, who is still seeking, not yet there, but where? If you stop taking help from the mind, or I should say it is actually other way. We ask mind to give us this and that and this and that, and because we want things for this body, and it can never satisfy. Ego, nobody can satisfy ego. Ego wants more. Whatever it gets, it wants more. It's never ending. So one life is less, and then another life comes, and then another life comes, and millions of years passes, and different forms comes. but still we can't fulfill this ego because it never looks within to see that what it is looking for fulfillment, it is that fulfillment. Once you step out from your heart into the mind, you get lost in the samsara, this word. And here you meet everyone who is lost. And when everyone is lost, then it looks like it's normal. This is new normalcy. One step out and you are lost. You definitely need a good support from the higher power within and outside, which can push you back to the source. Though two things are so close, it is like flip of the coin, but this flip to happen, you need lot of grace, lot of efforts, lot of practice. Because the mind is not that strong, it has diversified in millions of things outside, completely lost. To bring it back to the source, do you think ego can do it? Only grace can do it. It is not something to be achieved. You can find it when this achiever of all things disappears, the one who owns, who acquires, who is advocate of this body mind, owner of this body mind, when that disappears. And that disappears when you look within towards the source. That awareness for which these eyes see everything, senses takes up everything. Everything reports to that, except that there is a middleman who started owning everything. That ego, owning body, while in reality you own everything, not just one body. You give up one body, you acquire everything. You give up this limited resource, you become infinite. Actually, you don't lose anything, you gain everything by giving up ego. Ego doesn't give us anything except suffering, makes us very small, conditions that supreme consciousness into a small form, full of selfish desires and motives. It has no purpose. Its progression is also destruction. Come back home, recede. Be the observer. With some efforts, Start behaving as that witness. If you stay, even with efforts, as uninvolved witness, 100% one thing will happen to you. You will start feeling that peace, that bliss, that contentment within, and also attraction for that self within. That it will merge all your identity, and that will take over everything. Even without doership, your life will be more smooth, 1,000 times more peaceful than before, without doing anything. But please spend some time with that pure self. Listen to it, listen to its silence. We say the person is known by the company he keeps. So you keep company of self. That God within. You will become that. And before you become that, you started feeling that peace. Whatever method you apply to it, doesn't matter. But in one way or the other, if you keep remembering it, if we make this silence as our true nature, spend time with it, it will do everything for us. External in our life and internally connecting with the source. But first thing is you have to give up that I am doing, I am doer, I can do it, I am the achiever. On the path of realization, people spend time, lot of sincere efforts, and one day they think, I cannot do it. And they look for grace, and it happens. If you look into the ashram, tradition in India, people used to go to ashrams, staying with sage for 10 years, 15 years, not doing anything except just normal chores, helping, sorting out things. All that hard work was trying to melt their ego. And one fine day after 10, 15 years, when the sage says, Aham Brahmasmi, they get it. But they get it because they have finished all what was supposed to be finished before that. Now we don't have those ashrams, or even if those ashrams are there, we don't have time. We have to do in our own household. But then Guru is within us. Serve that Guru by just doing everything without doership. Let that ego melt away. Whatever the ugliness of mind is there goes away and the mind becomes pure. And we don't have to do anything different than what we are doing right now, wherever we are, at work, at home. Whenever anything hurts at work, at home, in our minds, understand the ego is still there. And be thankful to people around you who are trying to help you to recognize ego if it is there and helping you to finish it. More they are critical of you, more they are troublemaker, more you know. They are all God sent to finish your ego. They are doing God's job for you. Ego gone, there is no work for the mind. Mind doesn't engulf self. Self is infinite. Mind is nothing. Mind is like a torch in front of sun. It has no meaning. Probably your smartphone has more meaning in your life. Be that sun which shines with own self-effulgence. But right now we are handicapped. We only know support of mind. And you know why? Because we are dependent on it. We want so many things. Our wants and desires never end. And mind provides us. So this is the relationship with mind. But ego gone, the enjoyer gone, mind has no role to play. Awareness is independent. It's on self-support, self-effulgent. You are the source of mind and everything in the whole world. You are the source. Why to behave like an ego? Why to get entangled in petty desires? For this tongue, for these eyes, for ear, for body. When one day this all will turn into dust, and that one day is not far. If you understand the whole truth, how stupid the self makes itself, that pure eternal self Start behaving like a childish manner, thinking I am this body, then using the mind to fulfill all desires of this body, which is only there for such a small time. Death is certain, and it's knocking on the door. And that self, thinking I am this body, becomes its slave. From the day we know who we are and until now, what we do every day, fulfill the desires and wants of this body, isn't it? Completely lost in it, without knowing who we are. With all strength of the mind, ask this question, who am I? So strongly and deeply, and it will take you to the source. It is so easy. Scriptures are only for an unconvinced mind, or scriptures are for a novice who is still trying to see what he should do or not do. But if you have an inner longing, you don't have to do anything except paying attention there and dissolving there. What dissolving? Dissolving of that fake identity, that's all. Body will stay, but once ego dissolved, you get to that pure bliss. Life continues, but for you it has ended. All our attachment in this world are because of this notion that I am this body. Once that is gone, everything is gone. You have finished at the root. People talk about meditation. You have finished the meditator. Meditator gone. Who will do meditation on what? Meditation keeps alive the meditator. You are that pure self which has no beginning, no end. It never claims anything, but yet everything is because of it. It is unmoving still all the time, but because of it, there is all movement. You have no name, no form. You are never a person. No sage, no one can define what you are. Only thing which can define you is that you are that bliss. Unending joy, peace. Who knows you? Only you can know yourself. And what you need to do to know yourself? Nothing. When you give up doership, then you realize this impersonal self. Thoughts disappear forever when there is no owner of this body-mind complex. Thoughts works at a very, very low level, at the level of person. They have no reach up to you. They work only at the level of body. And they have no value. As you think what you are doing is important, every human being in this world thinks what they are doing is important. Even a thief. This is ego, which makes you to believe this. And because you are so much entangled in it, you never look within and find the truth. And before finding the truth, you die. And its cycles repeat. Very few people even attend a satsang like this. And I should call it grace. Because some opening in us, something has happened in our life which has listened to the inner call, or we had some darshan, vision of that supreme. Somehow, through religion, without religions, by accident, whatever. I call it grace. Lot of people get it. And then they get busy in their worldly life for next 20, 30 years, 40 years. Unless they have some tragedy or some another opening. And then they start looking again. But the most smart people are that who have no vision, nothing, but somehow something just pulls that energy within. And they continue on this journey till they are firmly established in it. And they turn from seeker to that sage who is now sahaj, who is natural. Is not putting any type of effort at any time. I would say don't give up till you are firmly established. Method is not important. Your determination is only important. Once you open that door of bliss, after that, efforts will continue automatically. Once that connection is established from within. But for that moment to come, you have to work. It's like you use the lens, as kids we used to do, focusing the sun rays to burn that. So get that burning, you have to bring that focus within, sustained focus within for some time. And don't give up. Patience and perseverance. When it starts manifesting in you, then you don't need any proof of anything. You will jump in joy. Don't procrastinate. Don't make conclusions of things earlier than you reach. I know so many people, they do some sort of small half an hour, 1 hour of practice for a few months and they say, oh, it didn't work. How can it work? 23 hours you're spending in stupidity. 1 hour you are trying to be there, and I don't know how intensely they are doing even that 1 hour. And then they complain. So much of arrogance. Stay focused on it. Same mind which has interest in so many things will start feeling that fragrance. And we know that almost all seekers start getting dispassion, vairagya, no interest in other things, activities. And then a fear comes that what will happen to my family or job. And that's the last trick of the mind. It attacks you where you have attachments, emotions. I don't want to name, but someone in the group called me and said, what will happen to my kids? Because I'm dissolving every day. Mind can play all sorts of things. I'll tell you, the day you become a sage, your kids will be blessed, isn't it? Even if you stop working, how does it matter? Life will sustain itself in its own way. Go so deep in your sadhana. Let's say you're running a marathon. Marathon finishes. You reach the finishing point, but you keep running. Like Forrest Gump. Just keep going within. You don't have to achieve. You're not an achiever that, yes, I got it. There's nothing like this. Everything belongs to you. You are that awareness. You are eternal. Everything comes out of you. Achievement is when we compare with others. There are no others. You are only in all these forms. One becomes many. It's non-duality, it's Advaita, it's only one. It's not that God is one, you are one. Self is one. Consciousness is not plural. There is only one consciousness. Don't let this birth get wasted like previous millions of births. Finish your story this time. This story is fake. Do you still go and tell people, I did this, I made this, I am a self made man, and I want to do this, and I will do this, and this person will help me, and I'm doing networking, and all this blah blah. This is all crap, rubbish. Are you still in it? This self talk for this body? Or do you know who you are? Or do you talk from here or do you talk from here? Is it mind talking or heart talking? Do you always put others before you or do you put yourself before others? You will get the answer. Because self is impersonal. It does not know this is me and this is other. Do you always keep thinking about yourself that I want this thing, I want this thing, I want this thing, how this person can benefit me? Or are you always in as awareness? Always treating every form as you and concerned for them equal to yours. Whether they belong to a different religion, different country, different whatever. Whoever comes, can you embrace them, everyone? Or you only embrace if you know that they are Bhagwan's devotees? Meet everyone at level of awareness only. Self talking to self. Not ego talking to ego. Even if you feel that there is someone with ego, you talk from self and help them to raise their level to self. You can do that. Anyone can do that who is living in self. The moment you talk from your heart, other person, whatever egoistic level he is living, it will raise his level. He has to raise his level. Otherwise, he cannot talk to you. Or he has to leave your company. Don't give anyone choice to talk from a lower level. That is tapas. Forbearance. Stay there. Old habits die hard. It takes time, but stay there. And see the magic of this. This ripening of wisdom within. This inside churning. It's not easy. Who has been a seeker knows how much it does not reflect outside, but inside everyone knows who has done it. I'm calling it done it, but there is no other word to explain that experience going within. One has to go through a lot of darkness. You are tracing back your steps back from where you have come. It is a Herculean task to get rid of this mind, to tame this mind is art, effort, and grace. And that's what satsang does, a company does. Though the satsang class happens in that time and space, to take you beyond time and space. Rest all the classes happens only in the time and space for time and space. Let's say all the astronauts are sitting together to go to Mars. Still they are in time and space. Here we are sitting to leave this time and space foundation. Who knows it? Who can do it? The one who knows it is already out of it. And the one who thinks he does practice is that entity which is in time and space, which dissolves, and what is left is eternal, beyond time and space. They call it Hriday Granthi, that knot from the heart which keeps you connected with the word. When that is gone, you are free. That is total freedom, liberation. One person becomes free of the shackles of worldly entanglement. It's a big celebration. It's not an individual celebration. When you break the shackles of the samsara, you help others to achieve it because everything is interconnected. No one is an island. No one is living a separate life. You just think like that. Because of mind, you think you are creating your own world. But in reality, everything is connected. A small movement in any part of world, in any place, it moves everything. When you have moved beyond, you have created ripples of bliss. Wherever you are, your opening helps unknowingly millions of people. Like that consciousness has come out of, it has found an opening, it has leaked the secret out. Bhagwan said something which is so amusing. He said, Arunachala, I am revealing your secret to others. Please pardon me. I am telling you the whole word about you. You kept it so secret, but I am telling everyone. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the same thing. Don't tell about this book, these teachings to anyone. It is secret. Only tell to the one who is a seeker. But I'll tell you, even if you put it on YouTube or wherever, the teaching, only a seeker will listen to it. So, like it's in open market, but still it is secret in a way. Because of illusion, Maya has so much of pull. It keeps people in that entertainment industry of this world. They can never try to listen music of their own silence. Keep abiding in yourself. Just be there. Keep your energy here. As if you're going through a test or an exam. Around you, things are still changing. They are taking different shapes. Let it be. For some time, start living as a stillness. Watching the show and staying uninvolved. I'll tell you, whatever busyness in life you see is because of your ego, your doership. Doership gone, you will see that you're always having time, unlimited time, because there is no doership. And in that silence, more things manifest. If you think you are doing something, you are busy, shame on you. See Amritanandamayi Ma. If you have not heard, you can Google her. She's from Kerala, India. Amount of work done, it's not a joke. Not even one country can do that much of work. And who was she? Poorest of poor. And where she donates? all parts of the world. She gave the biggest donation when that hurricane came in New York. That poorest of poor from a remote village in Kerala can give donations to New York. I'm not telling any lies. You can check, you can Google out where that comes from. The same energy, same from here. You open the floodgates and whatever intention it manifests, because it is unlimited, infinite source. But give it a chance. Doership is not real work. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Namaskar, Bhagavan.
Namaskar, everyone.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.